It is the most important week, not just in the history of the church, but in our universe. It is the turning point of the entire story of our whole creation. We messed up not just, so that high schoolers today read the passage that the entire creation has been cursed because of our sin, that the entire creation is waiting to be redeemed, not just us. And this week is when everything that really mattered happened. It is the turning point of history. And what I want you guys to focus on specifically this year is that this celebration, welcoming Jesus coming in, saying, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord," everybody being so happy, here comes the King of Israel. That is the sort of thing that ought to happen. It is the sort of thing that will happen in Revelation. Jesus deserved that. But on Palm Sunday, it was fake. The crowds that welcomed Jesus in, saying, "Hosanna, here's the King of David, here's the King of Israel, here's the Son of David, here's the King of Israel." 4 days later, the crowds said, "We have no king but Caesar, crucify him." The crowd was celebrating Jesus coming in because they had expectations that Jesus would free them from the Romans, and when it became obvious that he wasn't going to, they turned on him. Palm Sunday is a day when everything looks awesome right before everything goes to hell. And Jesus tells us that we as Christians are going to end up like Jesus, and we are going to end up in heaven, and we are going to end up free from our sin, and that he is going to wipe every tear from our eyes. But he says in Romans, we will share in Jesus' glory if we share in his suffering. And Jesus tells us, if they hated me, you ought to expect them to hate you. And he tells us to count the cost before we decide to follow him, and to make sure we know what we're signing up for.